Put them away. Thank you. Okay, we're going to talk about that right now. Okay, Math 2, Unit 12, Lesson 1, Circles and Arcs. First, we're going to have quite a few definitions. Today's notes are really just a basic foundation so you can do some of the problems on your worksheet. I will do problems with you because they are a little different from notes. Central angle is, stop the talking, is an angle with the vertex, stop the talking please, at the center of the circle. An angle with the vertex at the center of the circle. Okay, what does that mean? Let's draw a picture. We're going to have a circle. And the center of my circle, I'm going to call the center P. And then I'm going to draw a line right through the center like this. What do we call a line that goes through the center and goes from endpoint to endpoint of your circle?
A line.
It's a what? Not a radius, diameter. Okay, the radius is from the center out to an endpoint, but from endpoint to endpoint, it is a diameter. Okay, I'm going to call those points AB. A, B. Okay, and then I'm going to go from P, and I am going, it almost looks at it like a 90-degree angle, but it's just a smidge bit bigger. And I'm going to call that angle 92 degrees. And I'm going to call this point over here where it touched the circle point C. And I'm going to add one more point over here because I'm going to need it later. That's going to be point D. So that's point A, point C, point A, P, and D. All right, this angle right here is a central angle. It's an angle with the vertex at the center of the circle. So here's the center of the circle. BPC is a central angle. APC is a central angle. Does that make sense? Okay. Now, I didn't give you this measure. Without talking, can you guys use your calculators or write it on paper or in your head without talking, and can you write it down, what that angle measure would be? Write down what this angle measure would be. I haven't even told you how to find it. Just see if you can figure it out. Question or answer?
Answer.
Okay. Answer? 3 people have an answer. Anyone else? 4? 5, 6, 7?
Oh.
Or at least explain, who can explain how to find it? Halvin.
Yes. Okay. So basically, since you cut it in half with the A to B line, if you subtract 92 from 180, because 180 is half of 360, circle equals 360, that would be your answer. If you subtracted 180 from 92.
Yeah.
92 from 180. Did everybody understand what she said?
Yes.
Okay, that was a fabulous job. She said since a circle is 360, AB is the diameter, it cuts it in half, that's 180. 180 minus 92 is the remaining angle. Can you think of them as linear pairs as well? Are those linear pairs? Yes, straight line linear pairs. Okay, anybody do it already? What does it come out to be? 88. Now, what is the measure of this central angle, APB? 180, right? Okay, so that's a central angle. Next one we're going to write down is arc measure. What is arc measure? I'm going to write it as an equation. Arc measure will always equal the corresponding central angle. They're going to be equal. So this is how the notation we use. We put M for measure, BC, and just like last semester we put a little line segment when it was a line or segment, we put a little arc. The measure of arc BC. the measure of arc BC. Okay, so this is BC right here. And BC, it says the measure of the arc measure will equal the corresponding central angle. Do you agree that that right there that I just traced is the corresponding central angle? Angle BPC. So this arc is going to equal what? 92 degrees. Does everybody see that? Okay. What if I put measure of arc AC?
88.
Okay, so AC is this one here, and its corresponding central angle is that one there. Is that angle APC, yes or no?
Yeah.
And what is that measure of that angle?
88.
So the arc is also 88 degrees. Will these always equal each other?
Yeah.
As long as that's a central angle, yes it will. Questions?
No.
Okay, some more definitions. Minor arc and major arc. We'll do minor arc first. Minor arc is an arc less than, close, 180. An arc less than 180. Okay, and when we label minor arcs, we always use two letters. So something like arc AC. AC is a minor arc. Why is it a minor arc?
2 letters.
What is the measure? We did it earlier. What was the measure of arc AC?
88.
And is that less than 180?
Yes.
Okay, who can give me another arc? BC? Is BC another one?
Yeah.
Yes, because the measure of arc BC was 92. So that is also a minor arc. Are we good? Okay, next one, major arc.
More than 1.
Yes, good. It's an arc that is more
360.
than 180. How many letters do you think we would use?
3. Oh, right.
3 letters.
That's right.
And here's why. Let's say I'm talking about this big arc here, all the way around here. Can you guys see that? I'll try to darken it in with pencil. Let's say I'm talking about this big arc right here, all the way around. If I called that arc A to C, why would that be confusing to people if I called it arc AC?
Because you can do the other way, which would equate.
Right, it could be this little arc here. So which one am I talking about? So when we're talking about the smaller angles, just 2 letters, AC. Bigger angles, we use 3. Now, if there's 2 letters in there, it doesn't matter. I'm going to use ADC.
Or ABC.
Could you have used ABC if you had wanted?
Yeah.
Yes. Would it be the same one? Is ABC equivalent to ADC? Yes, it's just depending on the letters you use. Okay. Now, can anybody tell me what the measure of arc ADC is?
270.
What is it?
272.
272. How are you guys getting that?
Add 180 and 92.
Okay, 180 and 92. How did you do it, Ronnie? Same way?
Yeah. I just forgot the 2.
Okay, it's okay. 180 and 92. Do you guys agree? Does anybody know another way to do it? Maybe using, I'm going to put an arrow there. 180 plus 92.
360.
Okay, 360 minus what?
88.
88. Do you guys see that? 360 is all the way around. Taking out that wedge right there would be ADC. Does that make sense? Yes? They both come out to be 272. All right, last one is semicircle. Anyone know what a semicircle is? Exactly.
Half a circle.
Half a circle. Okay, a semicircle is half of a circle. And what is its arc always going to measure?
180.
The arc will always measure 180 degrees. Okay, now we do use 3 letters for semicircles only so we know which half. For example, if I wanted to talk about this, we'll call that the top half. What 3 letters would I use instead of just saying AB? ADB? ADB. Or if I wanted to use the bottom half,
ACB.
ACB. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Are we good? Questions?
No more.
Okay. I do want to quickly do some the fast examples, and then we're going to start our packet. Are we ready to move on?
Yes.
Wait, can you go back and copy some of those? I'm sorry.
It's okay. All right. For me, it's going to be my back page. For you guys, it may be, you still may have room because you don't write as big as I do. I'll draw a circle. A nice, good size circle, kind of like this size right here.
Do I write that in you? Because my handwriting is big.
I took the whole page.
I'm surprised.
Okay, back page. Let's draw our circle. Nice, good size circle. We're going to call this circle A, centers at A. Now you really want to be drawing this with me because I'm going to start putting a lot of lines in there. Are we ready?
Oh, shoot.
Okay, I'm going to draw a line going through the center to the endpoints of the circle. What is that called again? Starts with the D. Diameter. I'm going to call those endpoints B and E, BE. I'm going to draw another diameter. I'm going to call that one CF. And the last line I'm going to draw is going to be a radius. It's going to go from point A over here, but it's going to bisect this angle CAE. So it's going to go right up like this, but it's going to bisect that angle. And we're going to call that point D. All right, are we all ready?
Yes.
The only one I'm going to give you is this angle right here. And again, those are congruent. Okay, let's see if we can fill in the whole circle with just that number. Anybody tell me any other angle you know? Yes. Okay, perfect. Vertical angles are congruent. Can you give me 3 letters to name angle EAF's vertical angle?
CE. BAC.
BAC. I also heard CAB. Is that the same thing?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, so can we put a 50 in there? Yes? All right. Anyone else? Any other angles that we know? Yes.
You can do 180 minus 50 and you get CAE and split that in half.
Okay. 180 minus 50. What is 180 minus 50? 130. Now, before we talk about splitting in half, can we look at this bottom half? Are these 2 linear pairs? So 180 minus 50, will that give me angle BAF? So what would I put here?
130.
130. And then he said cut it in half. Why do you think he's talking about cutting it in half?
The line between.
Okay. Are these two, like this big one and this big one, are those 2 vertical angles? And if we cut in half, because they're congruent, 65 and 65. Any questions? Okay. So let's start with the questions. I want you to find, write that down, each indicated measure of circle A. That notation means circle with the center at A. That notation right there is circle with the center at A. Find each indicated measure of circle A. All right, number 1, the measure of arc BC. Measure of arc BC. Where's BC? Okay, BC. We have everything labeled, so what's the measure of arc BC?
50.
50. This should have been letter A, sorry. Letter B, the measure of arc BCE. 3 letters, so it's either a semicircle or a major arc. Can you guys trace? BCE? BCE, is it a semicircle?
That's what it said.
Okay, so we could add all those up or just know a semicircle is always what?
180.
Guys, the fact that it is a semicircle, is that what we use to find these other angles?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, part C. The measure of arc BCF. Where's BCF? BCF. Is that a major or minor?
Minor.
Minor. BCF is all the way across here. There's multiple ways to get this. Can anybody tell me how? Yes.
You add the 180 plus 50, the extra 50 for EAF.
Okay. So he said this is 180 and then add the 50 for EF, and so it's 180 plus 50. Do you guys agree? What's another way we can use it? Find it using 360.
360 minus.
360 minus
the
that wedge right there, the 130. Either way, what does the answer come out to be?
130.
230? All right, 230 degrees. All right, questions? A few more. The measure of angle, I want to talk about angles because they do ask you those questions. DAF. D. Now they're asking for an angle. DAF. That's this angle right in here. DAF.
Or 115.
What two angles do I add together?
DAE and EAF. Or EAF.
DAE and EAF. So 65 and 50, add them together. Thank you.
115.
Grab one of those packets. And it's what?
115.
115. Questions? Okay. Now, this next one always confuses people, so I really need you guys listening. Are we ready? Yes? Okay. What is that? Okay. That's 115. Okay. The measure of angle AFE. Yes.
She has a question.
Yes. It's right here. 65 plus 50. 65 plus 50. And with the 65 plus 50 came from these two numbers. Do you see those two right there? Make sense?
What is the answer?
Okay, for this next one. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to trace that angle. AFE. A to F to E. Do I have a line connecting F and E?
Where's the A?
The A is the center.
circle.
Okay, now, but this is asking for an angle. I don't want to use that angle. I go F to E. Better line than that. Okay, do you guys see that? So I'm looking for this angle right in here. I'm going to turn it around this way.
Can we use rulers?
Yes?
Okay.
Okay. AF, there'll be smaller circles on your worksheets as well, so it's not as big as this one. All right, listening. AFE, does everybody see that?
Yeah.
Okay, so do you agree it's this angle here? Okay, properties of triangles and properties of circles coming together. What would we call AF? Center to the edge. A radius. What do you call AE? Is that also a radius? A radius of the same circle will always be the same. Do you agree?
Yep.
What kind of triangle do I have here? Starts with an I. Isosceles. What do you know about base angles of an isosceles triangle? They equal each other. So I'm going to put little x's in there. What would your formula be? X plus 50 equals 180. Good job. Okay, so work for that one is x plus, was it 50? I'm going to do two things at one time. I'm going to subtract the 50 and combine like terms. 2x equals, what is that, 130? Divide by 2, what is that? 65. Questions? All right. Next one is the measure of angle FBE. FBE. The measure of angle FBE. Everybody write that? I am going to move that so we can see the picture. Before I do, did everybody see this? Yes? Okay. Okay, now let's go to our picture. Where's F, B, E? Here's F, there's B, where's E? All the way over. Now that did confuse people, and I'm going to take Christian's suggestion and use a ruler. F, if I can use a different color. F, B, E. Okay, guys, there's different ways of looking at it. You can look at this big triangle if you'd like, F, B, E. Or would you guys agree that this angle, I could still use that isosceles triangle there? Yes or no? Even though I went out to E, do I still pass A to get there? So is angle FBE the same as angle FBA? Yes. So do I have another isosceles triangle? Yes or no? So are these two angles congruent? Yes? I am going to move that 130, only so it doesn't look like it's the side, 130, and I'm going to use y here only because I've already used x. So y plus 130 equals what? 180. So y plus y plus, what was the angle? 130 equals 180. Go ahead and do that now. Does it come out to be 25?
Yeah.
All right.
Where you get 25, right?
Okay, so you,
I got 50. And divided by 2. Because there's 2 y's.
yep. So 2y equals, you said you got 50, Isaac, that's correct, but he's right. Y plus y is 2y. So when you divide, what do you get?
25.
25. All right, are we good? Okay. Please open your packets to worksheet 1. Say worksheet 8. To worksheet 1. Do you have a camera, Joe? You can take a picture or you can go online. All right, open up your packet to number worksheet 1. Okay, now it's kind of hard to see, but I'm going to show you really quick. The original copy had shading. Can you guys see the shading on my copy? Slightly. You can't really see it too well. Did you get the back side? Okay, but listening. You can tell what they're talking about in the title. It says which one has the largest minor arc. So which one is the minor arc? This bigger one here or the smaller one?
Small.
So we're going to compare these two arcs here. Do you guys see that?
Yeah.
Okay, this one's easy. What's the measure of this arc?
80.
80. Okay, this one, I know that this major arc is 279.5. How would I find the minor arc?
Subtract that by
Subtract that by 360.
Good job. You guys all have your calculators out.
80.5.
What is it?
80.5. Oh,
Okay.
what did you do? Oh, you did. No, it is already gone.
All right.
See.
Okay, so they're asking, of these two, which one is the
Yeah, that's one.
largest? Is it A or B?
Bye.
B. Everybody see that?
Subtracted by 360, right?
Yes. 360, because 360 is all the way around a circle.
Yeah.
And we knew the major was 279.5, so subtract it to find the minor. All right, next one, you're going to do the same thing. You're going to look for the two minor arcs, and then of those two, which one is the largest?
Oh,
Now, what's different about this one?
this one got like the eggs thingy.
The X thingies. Okay,
The eggs.
now, guys, what is the measure of this big angle right here?
7x minus 9.
7x minus 9. What do you know about these angles inside here all put together?
It equals 360.
So 2x plus 7x minus 9 equals 360. I'm gonna let you guys solve that. Don't say it out loud. Give everyone a chance. Add and divide. All I want you to do right now is find x. Add the 9, divide the 9. X equals what?
Say it.
Okay, did everybody find it?
Hold on.
It's 41.
Did I do something wrong? I got 39.
It is 41.
Where'd you add the 30 or 360? Oh, okay.
Oh, see that? I subtracted it.
Okay, do you see why, Isaac, that it's adding?
Yeah.
41.
41 is correct.
Hold on, let me get 41 real quick.
Okay,
I got
guys.
41.
Okay, if x is 41, what is the measure of this angle right here? Can you guys plug that in? What would you do? 41 times 2. Yes. Okay, what is it? 82. Thank you. Okay, so are they asking us to compare angles or arcs? If this central angle is 82, what's the measure of this corresponding arc? 82. Does everybody agree with that? That central angles and arcs are congruent. Gentlemen. Okay, can we do the same thing on this one?
Sure.
Okay, now be careful. This one's an arc and this one's an angle. When you're doing this, you need to work angles with angles. What's this big angle right here? Anybody? 5x plus what? 5x plus 29. So can you add those right there together to equal 360? Yes, go ahead and do that now. 5x plus 29 plus 2x minus 19 equals 360. Combine like terms first and do not blurt out the answer. Give everyone a chance.
Oh, the phone.
Don't forget you're subtracting the 10.
50. Hey.
That's what equals 90. You have to
Okay.
put that in.
So x is 50. Is that your final answer? No. Now, if I'm looking for the minor arc, should I plug it into the 2x minus 19 or the 5x plus 29?
2x.
Okay, so plug it in. 2 times 50 minus the 19. What does that come out to be?
I give up. 81.
What's going on?
I don't know.
81? Okay, so if that angle is 81, is this here 81?
Yes.
All right, which one? They're asking for the larger one. Which one is it?
A.
A. Okay, I want you, yes.
So if like 1 and 3, do we have to show like subtracting 360?
No.
Okay.
No. Okay, guys, from this one, on this one here, listening please. I want you doing 3 and 4, but, gentlemen, these two, which one are you comparing?
The small.
The smallest of the major arcs. So now you're looking at the larger one. So this major arc to this major arc. Please stop. And you are looking for the smallest. Same thing over here. This major arc
Is this 160
to this major arc.
on number 3? Is that 160?
That is a 160. It looks like a 180, huh? Is that, yeah, it's a 160.
180. You can tell if it's 180.
We know he knew it was at 180. That's why he was asking.
Nah, he didn't know.
All right, gentlemen, ladies, let's go get to work. Get to work. Get to work. Yes, you add them to equal 360. Yeah. Oh, so you guys are missing the Chris. All right, you guys are working.
Is it 180 for smaller major arcs?
What did you guys get for number 3, A or B?
Hey!
A is correct. A.
Yeah.
What, can you tell me the measure of this major arc? Can't speak.
It's 200. It's 200.
It's smaller. I got
Yeah. It's
Oh.
Smallest? Yeah.
Okay, I apologize. Is it A or B?
A.
Okay, okay, okay. Okay,
It's not me.
guys. Okay, right here. I circled it for you.
I know, but he's saying it's B.
Oh, it's A.
Wait, is she recording this?
What?
She is still recording this. Why are you guys yelling?
Okay, guys.
Wait, how?
Okay, listen. Okay, so major arc, and it's asking for the smallest. It's confusing when it jumps between smallest, largest, major, minor. Whew, so we all see why it's A.
Yeah.
When I made my answer keys the first time through, I did the same thing, and I had to go back and fix everything.